Hi, I'm Jonathan. Hate and anger, these were the only things I felt for years before Jesus entered my life. I had a violent childhood. My father beat me, other kids bullied me, and I bullied back. I had no friends except for my books. My reading tastes ran towards the theological. Mythology, philosophy, world religions, the occult. I devoured worldviews, always looking for the truth about the big questions in life. Being full of hate and anger drove me to seek after power and control my out-of-control life, and I found an illusion of power in the occult. This lifestyle of hate and black magic had me by my early 20s neck-deep in Satanism and heavy psychedelic drug abuse. One day I was walking past a Christian bookstore and something came over me. I walked in and on a wild impulse spent all my grocery money on a Bible. Later that day I was walking home from a party when someone approached me. He was a dirty, scary-looking guy. I thought he was going to rob me. Instead, he mentioned my name, my brother's name, and started pointing out scars I have on my body. I'd never seen this guy in my life. He started talking about Jesus. Something he said got to me, and I felt the hardness of my heart start to crack and break. After that encounter, I obsessively read through the entire Bible in 3 months. I made a bunch of stupid choices and ended up with a crippling depression that left me homeless on the street. In the middle of winter, with no friends, family, I had no social supports to turn to. I was completely suicidal and sat down in a snowbank fully prepared to let the cold kill me. It's then that I prayed the most desperate prayer of my life. I asked God to get off his cloud and save me because I couldn't do it. I instantly went from suicidal to dancing down the street singing the praises of God. Within a couple minutes, I ran into a woman who set me up with a guy willing to rent a room to me. When I moved in, there on the wall was a picture of the Last Supper, and then my neighbor gave me a blanket that had John 3:16 inscribed on it. At that point, I said to God, okay, you've made your point, I'll get baptized. And I was baptized here at the meeting place. I wish everything was great after that, but it's not the end of my problems. I still had a strong drug habit, and I started a real descent into the most angry phase of my life. One day I was watching Billy Graham and he spoke. He said, if you hate your neighbor, you're a murderer in God's eyes. Somehow that got to me and it completely broke me, and I repented, and in a way I've never repented before, and it was like the most powerful experience of my life. The next morning I found God had ripped all the toxic worldviews out of my head, ripped the hate out of my heart, put the gospel in its place. Through the power of Christ's death and resurrection, he radically changed me. My personality is completely different. He changed my vocabulary, the way I think, the way my body language is. Everything's different. I'm completely reborn. Today I'm sober. God's healed me of that 10-year depression. I've been adopted as a son by God the Father, and for the first time in my life I've got peace, and I'm starting to feel the first bit of joy in my life. Romans 10:9 says, because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. And 1 John chapter 2 verse 2 says, but if anyone does sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. God forgave me, he can forgive you too. If he forgave a hate monger like me and accepted me, he'll accept you too.